Hey everybody, today we're going to show you how to find all 44 Korok seeds here in the Gerudo Desert in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So without further ado, let's jump into it. For our first seed, you want to head to the far southwestern side of the desert, right over here by the Gerudo Great Skeleton. And once you make it here, just work your way down into the cave. You can pull your chute and fly all the way in to the skeleton. If you come right over here to the side and go to the top, you'll see there's a little crack here and there's some leaves inside. Destroy those leaves and pick up the small rock. The Korok will appear and you'll get seed number 1. Number 2 and 3 are going to be found together just north of Dragon's Exile. You want to head right over here to this rock. Once you make it up here, you'll find our little Korok buddy hanging out, and you'll see when you interact with him that we need to take him across pretty much the entire desert. So you're definitely going to need an airplane for this. So go ahead and make yourself an airplane with some materials if you have it. We can throw him on the front and take off, and we're just going to fly all the way across. Would highly recommend doing this instead of trying to carry him over there, as it might take you an hour. Once you get over here, just interact and you'll get your next 2 seeds. Number 4 is going to be on the northwestern side of the desert over by the West Gerudo ruins. So when you get over here, you'll find the structure. We just need to climb to the tallest pillar, which is going to be the one on our left here. There's going to be a flower at the top, and once you grab it, all you need to do is follow the flower trail down the other pillars. So it'll go all the way down until you get to the last one. You guys can see our final white flower is going to be on a little small one right here below us. You can fly on down, grab that, the Korok will appear, and you'll get seed number 4. Number 5 is going to be found just north of the West Barrens. You guys can see our exact location here. And once you make it over here, you'll see this cool little archway with a wooden tree stump on the top. All we need to do is ascend through that piece of wood. When we pop out on the other side, the Korok will then appear and we'll get seed number 5. Number 6 is going to be found on the far northwestern side of the desert, just west of West Gerudo ruins. You'll see there's a little skeleton on your map out here. If you climb to the top of this skeleton, there's going to be a dandelion. You can hit that with an arrow and try to catch it in the air. If you miss, you can just drop down to the bottom. All you need to do is grab it before it touches the ground, and if you do successfully, you'll get seed number 6. Number 7 is also going to be on the northwestern side of the map. You're going to see another skeleton on your map. This one's going to be angled diagonal. And once you make it up on top of this one, you'll find a pinwheel that'll spawn 3 balloons. The easiest way to do it is just aim in the same spot, wait for the balloons to pop into your line of sight, and you'll get seed number 7. Number 8 is going to be found just north of the West Gerudo ruins. You guys can see we have a little mountaintop here that we can get up on top of. And there's going to be a tent. Just go all the way out to the end where the piece of wood is. And we just need to go land on this target down here without touching the ground. And once you land on the target, you'll get seed number 8. Number 9 is going to be found over by the Korok Valley. You guys can see we're on the edge of the mountain here on this ledge. There's going to be a puzzle up here. We can pick up the piece, and all you need to do is make it look like the letter L. And then you can just put it in the bottom left corner. It'll go into place. The Korok will appear, and you'll get seed number 9. Number 10 is also going to be found over by the Korok Valley. If you come to this exact location, you're going to find a clothesline. And if you look above that clothesline, you'll see an acorn hanging from a string. Go ahead and hit that acorn with an arrow, and you'll get seed number 10. Numbers 11 and 12 are going to be found south of the Korok Valley. You can see we're just south of the shrine over here. There's going to be a rock that's in the middle of all the quicksand that's got our little Korok buddy hanging out on it. And we need to take him in between the mountains behind the shrine. Now, the easiest way to do this is to just move him out of the way and build yourself a little airplane on this rock. And there's enough room where you can actually attach him and take off from here. That way we can get across the quicksand. And then all we need to do is fly back here in this little canyon area where our campsite is, and then we can just crash land into it, talk to the Korok, and we'll get our next 2 seeds. Number 13 can be found east of the West Barrens. You guys will see our location again right here on the map. And there's going to be this little pit looking thing out here with a cluster of leaves traveling around the outside. All you need to do is interact with those leaves and you'll get seed number 13. Number 14 is located over at the North Gerudo ruins. You guys can see you want to head right over here to this location. You're going to find our tall structure right here. The first thing you need to do is make your way to the 2nd level. So just climb up or ascend. And once you're up, you can see the piece of wood on the ceiling here. All we need to do is ascend through that piece of wood. When you get to the top, the Korok will pop up and we'll get seed number 14. Number 15 is going to be found at the Northern Ice House, which is just north of the ruins that we were just at. And once you're over here, we just need to make it on top of the giant rock. So we can run underneath here and then you can just ascend, or you can try to climb up if you like. But once you get up here to the top, there's going to be a really small rock that's sitting on the very top here. So climb your way up here. Go ahead and pick up that thing, and once you do, you'll get seed at number 15. Number 16 is going to be over by the Karusa Valley. You want to go over on the ledge on the eastern side of the valley right here. And you'll find these two little rocks sticking out of the ground. If you go behind them in this little corner, there's going to be a small rock that you can pick up to get seed number 16. Number 17 is going to be over toward the Gerudo Highlands. You guys can see just south of the Skyview Tower, there's going to be this giant looking hole on your map. If you work your way over here and go up to the edge and look down, you'll see we have a little piece of wood on this small little ledge. Walk over that, it'll spawn the yellow circle below you, and you can just drop down onto the rock and grab that circle, and you'll get seed number 17. Number 18 is going to be just south of the Skyview Tower. We're not actually going to be in the Highlands. We're going to be on this little ledge, kind of, not at the top of the mountain at this location. Once you get over here, you're going to find three little statue things in the back corner with three plates in front of them. All you need to do is put mighty bananas in each plate. So make sure you have 3 bananas. You can put all 3 of them in all 3 plates. And once all 3 are down, the Korok will appear and you'll get seed at number 18. Number 19 is going to be found just south of the Skyview Tower as well, pretty close to where we just got our last seed. We just need to head a little bit further south. You're going to find a little puzzle. Our piece is going to be right here beside us. You just want to rotate this thing around. Not like this. We got to rotate it one more time like this, almost like a backwards L, and you'll be able to fit it in the top left. The Korok will appear and you'll get seed number 19. Number 20 is going to be found just west of the Burita Lookout. You guys can see we're right up here on this mountaintop here on the end, and you're going to find a dandelion. Go ahead and hit that, and you can actually just wait right here at the bottom. Catch it before it hits the ground. The Korok will appear and you'll get seed number 20. Number 21 is actually going to be on top of the Burita Lookout. You guys will see on the western side up here, we're going to have a tent, and behind that tent is going to be a pinwheel on the little plank. Walk up to it. It's going to spawn 3 balloons right here in front of you. Once you hit all 3, that Korok will pop up and you will get seed number 21. Number 22 is going to be found just southwest of the Burita Lookout. You can actually see we have a little ledge that kind of sticks off on the bottom left. Once you make it out there, you'll see that we have a cork at the end. Easiest way to do this is to just spawn a rocket, attach it to the cork, and then launch this thing away. It'll pop open, revealing the Korok and giving you seed number 22. Number 23 is going to be found in the exact location as our last Korok seed on that little ledge southwest of the Burita Lookout. All you need to do now after getting the cork is jump off and pull your chute, and you're going to see a little acorn hanging from the bottom. Go ahead and hit that thing with an arrow and you'll get seed number 23. Number 24 is going to be found east of the Burita Lookout. You can see we're literally at the very back of this little canyon. If you go all the way to the end, we're going to have another little puzzle to solve. The piece is going to be in the back left corner, and we just need to rotate this thing around to complete the top so that it attaches here. So make it look just like this. You can sneak this thing into place, and once it's there, you'll get seed number 24. Number 25 is going to be located over at the Great Cliffs. You want to come and get on top of this rock that I've got the little marker on. And once you climb up on top of this rock, you're going to find a little cluster of leaves traveling in a circle. Interact with those leaves to make the Korok pop up and get seed number 25. Number 26 is going to be found right where it says Great Cliffs on your map. You can actually see we have a little cluster of rocks on the top of this thing, and we've got a little rock puzzle. So we need to find the one rock we're missing, which is just over the ledge here. You can jump down beside it, pick this thing up and lift it up above, and then we can just climb up top, grab this rock and throw it right into line here. And once it's there, the Korok will appear and he'll give you seed number 26. Number 27 and 28 are going to be found together over by the Gerudo Desert Gateway, literally right at the entrance to the desert. You're going to find a couple little stands, and our little Korok buddy is going to be hanging out next to those stands. So once you interact with him, you'll see that we need to take him pretty deep into the desert. So it's easier to just make yourself a little airplane to get out there, as it's going to take you a really long time if you go by foot. But we'll go ahead and attach him to our plane, and we'll fly our way across the desert just past the shrine that's out here. We can crash land into the tent, interact, and we'll get our next 2 seeds. Number 29 is going to be found just east of a desert rift. You can see we kind of have a small little village out here, and there's going to be a really tall tower that we need to climb to the top of. You guys can see I'm already pretty much up here. But once you make it to the very top, a little cluster of leaves will spawn. You just need to be careful because it's really easy to fall off once you get up here. But once you're here, you can interact with those leaves, get the Korok, and you'll get seed number 29. Number 30 is going to be just southwest of the Desert Rift. You can actually see on your map here we have a pretty big structure. And once you work your way over to the structure, you'll see at the very top is going to be a dandelion. Now you can shoot that from the bottom and wait for it to drop, or you can climb up here and swing your sword at it and just grab it when you jump off. Either way, just grab it before it touches the ground and you'll get seed number 30. Number 31 is going to be found on the northern corner of Gerudo Town. You guys can see exactly where we're standing here. There's going to be a little waterfall, and you want to jump down into the hole that water's dropping into. Once you're down here, you want to go left. I went the wrong way initially and went right, and you just run into another waterfall. But if you go the other way, you guys will see at the end of this little dead end, there's going to be a piece of wood. And all we need to do is ascend through that piece of wood. And that's going to lift us back up on top of a building. The Korok will then pop up when you're back up top, and you'll get seed number 31. Number 32 is also going to be found on the northern side of Gerudo Town. You guys can see our location here. There's going to be a giant blue, what looks like a wine bottle. And all we need to do is climb to the top of that bottle. The leaves will then appear. We can turn around and interact with those. We'll get seed number 32. For number 33, you want to head to the far southern corner of Gerudo Town. You guys are going to see a tower with a palm tree on the top. You can see we're already up on top here, but once you make it up here, there's going to be a little piece of wood that you can walk over, which is going to spawn a yellow circle on the other corner. So we're just going to fly all the way over here. We can then ascend through the top of this little tower. And once you make it up top on this palm tree, you just turn around and you'll see the yellow circle. You can jump off, grab it. That'll spawn the Korok and give you seed number 33. Number 34 and 35 are going to be found together just south of Gerudo Town. On your map, you can actually see a little cluster of trees up here. On this giant rock platform is going to be our next little Korok buddy that needs help finding his friends, which are going to be over by the other trees a little ways down the desert. As always, I recommend making an airplane for this one, as it is a really good distance and definitely worth it. Go ahead and throw your little Korok friend on the front of the airplane. And then we can just fly our way over here and, as always, crash into the tent and interact, and we'll get our next 2 seeds. Number 36 is going to be found just east of Gerudo Town. On your map, you're going to have a pretty big structure right here that you guys can see. Work your way over to the structure, and when you go inside, we're going to have a flower right here on top of this rock in front of us. And we're going to have to follow a flower trail for a pretty good distance. There's about 15 flowers in this one. So our third one's here. You're essentially just going to continue to work your way up and around this structure, and we'll just show you exactly where to go for all of them. The next one's going to be down near the ground, so that one's a little confusing to find. Just jump over and you'll find it, and then just climb your way back up on this side as you continue to grab the flowers. Next one's up here, and then our final one is going to be on this block right over here. The Korok will spawn and you'll get seed number 36. Number 37 is also going to be southeast of Gerudo Town. You can see on your map we have another little structure on a rock. This is actually going to be a tower, so it'll be pretty hard to miss. But all you need to do is climb to the top of the tower, walk over the piece of wood. It's going to spawn this target here below you that you can land on. And once you do, you'll get seed number 37. Numbers 38 and 39 are going to be found together just west of the Palu Wasteland. If you come to this exact location here on your screen, you're going to find our little Korok friend on top of this half circle ruin. And once you interact with him, you'll see we don't need to take him too far. Now, I'm using an airplane that I just built. There's also going to be materials right here to my left that you can use to make a sand raft, something that you can drive across the sand. But I always think an airplane's the easier way to go. But once you get over here, just drop them off and you'll get your next 2 seeds. Number 40 can be found over at the East Gerudo Ruins. Once you work your way over here to the ruins, you're going to find this weird looking pillar. All we need to do is climb to the top of this pillar. You'll find a piece of wood. Once you walk over that wood, it's going to spawn a yellow circle all the way back here on top of this other structure. Don't worry, you have plenty of time. As you can see, I pretty much just ran all the way back here and then climbed up the side, and the circle didn't disappear. Once you make it over here, just grab this circle and you'll get seed number 40. Number 41 is going to be on the far southeastern side of the desert, just south of the East Barrens. You want to work your way to this rock right here on your map. And I'm in the middle of a dust storm here, but you can see on this rock, there's going to be one pillar, and on top is a dandelion. Hit that dandelion with your sword and try to catch that thing in the air. If not, just drop to the bottom and catch it before it touches the ground. And once you do, you'll get seed number 41. Numbers 42 and 43 are going to be found together just north of the East Barrens. It's actually going to be right here beside the Siwakama Shrine. You're going to find our little Korok friend hanging out on the cliff. Go ahead and interact with him, and you'll see that we need to take him over by all the pillars in the sand or just past them. As always, I recommend the airplane for this one. You pretty much need an airplane. As you could already see, that giant monster is just kind of roaming right here in front of us. So going on foot is just a death trap. So it's definitely worth making yourself a little airplane so that you can fly all the way across. We'll go ahead and crash land into the campsite, drop them off, interact, and we'll get our next 2 seeds. Our 44th and final seed in this region is going to be found just north of the East Barrens in the pretty much same location. If you go north of the shrine on the other side of this mountain, you're going to find a little cluster of leaves traveling around in a circle. Go ahead and interact with those and you'll get seed number 44. But this is how to find all 44 Korok seeds here in the Gerudo Desert. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below and we'll see you guys in the next video.